Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the third grade concept of representing data. This is standard 3.8a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 29 of the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So the bar graph shows the number of third graders who brought lunch to school each day last week. Now here is our big thing right here. This is going to be our interval. So that's going to let us know how far each of these bars are, because that's going to be our biggest trick. The A, B, C, and D are simple tables, so there's no tally marks, there's no anything like that. We need to figure out what each of these bars represent and then simply match them up. But in third grade, it's a little bit tricky because you have a scaled interval. So the interval is what each line represents, and when you start in kindergarten, each line represents 1, right? So the interval is simply 1, and so if you were to draw like a really basic bar graph like this, right, this would be 0, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, 4, and 5. So in these bars will be very simple. You can just kind of look down and see what they are. But in third grade, we do something a little bit more complex here. We do have numbers down at the bottom, but it's scaled, so there's skip counting. And then what that means is we need to figure out what number goes in between, because if you notice this Monday right here, and this Wednesday right here, and this Thursday, all three of them have a bar that goes in between two numbers. So we're skip counting by 8s here, 0, 8, 16. We're going from 0 all the way up to 56. But the question is what number goes in between? So let's take 0 and 8 right now. We'll start there. So let's start with a little number line here. So I'll start with 0, and we'll go to 8. And really what we're doing is we're looking for the midpoint. So we're looking at what number lies right in between 0 and 8. Or you could think of what is half of 8. And so that might help. And let's see if we can just list all the numbers. You probably are thinking it's going to be 4. Let's just double check our numbers. We got 1, 2, 3. Then there's 4, and then there's 5, 6, and 7. So look, there's 3 numbers between 0 and 4. There's 3 numbers between 4 and 8. So that makes perfect sense. So 4 is going to be our midpoint. So our halfway points, even though we're skip counting by 8s, our halfway points are going to be 4s. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of put that right there. It's kind of small. I'm going to say that's 4. Now, this is not 4. What I need to do is, instead of starting at 0, I'm going to think of 8. I'm going to think of 16 here, and I need to add 4, because it's going to be a plus 4 right here. So that's going to be 12, plus 4 makes 16. So there we go. So this is how we're going to be able to figure this out. So that's going to be 12. 16 plus 4 is going to be 20. 24 plus 4 is going to be 28. It's going to be 36. And once we figure out the plus 4, everything kind of makes sense. 44, 52. So now what we can do is we can start labeling these bars and start lining them up. So Monday here goes right in between 32 and 40, and we already said that is 36. Tuesday is pretty easy. It's right on the 24 line. Let's see, Wednesday. Wednesday goes right between 24 and 32, and we said that is 28. Thursday is in between 16 and 24. We already said that is 20. And Friday is right on the 56 line. So now all we need to do is match it up, and let's just start with Monday. Monday at 36. So that looks good right there. That looks wrong. That's 40, 34, 32. So could it be this simple that A is the only one that has it? Let's double check the rest of A. Let's make sure it works. So 24, that works, that works. I've got 28, yes. I've got 20, yes, and then 56. There we go. So even eliminating after Monday, the rest of these don't work. Our answer is going to be A.